can cloud seeding really wash away Delhi's pollution? Experts say no. The technology's success rate remains highly uncertain, and even when it works, the scale of rainfall is too small to make a measurable difference. Basically, spending crores for a drizzle. But the Delhi government is trying anyway, desperate to scrub the skies clean. Rekha Gupta-led BJP government has just sent planes into the air in the hope of coaxing raindrops down upon the heads of the city's millions. On October 28, two small aircraft released flares containing silver iodide and other particles into the clouds at altitudes of about 4,000 to 5,000 feet. The targeted area was roughly 46 kilometers long and 7 kilometers wide over northwest Delhi. Officials insisted the trials were a success, claiming that there was little rainfall in parts of Noida a few hours after the flights. But they also conceded that the weather conditions were not ideal for cloud seeding, as the clouds lacked sufficient moisture.
We did not get a lot of cloud moisture. It was only around 15%. So with that low moisture content, the possibility of making it rain is very small. So we did not achieve success from that perspective.
The government's experiment comes amid an annual pollution crisis that worsened dramatically after the city went cracker crazy during Diwali. Fireworks pushed Delhi's air quality index from 175 on October 15 all the way up to 334 on October 21st. What is worse? The choking pollution has lingered at sky-high levels with no sign of improvement. Rekha Gupta, who was catapulted into the post of Delhi Chief Minister just months back, is eager to show that she can outperform her predecessor, Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal, in tackling the city's toxic air. So she is looking to wrestle down pollution numbers in any way possible and has turned to dramatic fixes like cloud seeding. Now, what is wrong with cloud seeding? The answer is about everything. Cloud seeding is neither precise nor predictable. The process involves dispersing silver iodide into clouds to encourage condensation and eventual rainfall. Its success depends entirely on having the right kind of clouds. The clouds need to be moisture-laden and extend at least a kilometer in height. Post-monsoon skies over North India rarely contain the kind of moisture-laden clouds needed for effective seeding. Clouds must contain an adequate amount of water vapor and liquid water to produce any rainfall at all. Also, can cloud seeding work in this giant metropolitan sprawl? Delhi stretches over 1400 square kilometers, and the National Capital Region is a vast urban area that covers 55,000 square kilometers of northern Indian plain. Apart from Delhi, it includes cities like Gurugram, Noida, Greater Noida, Faridabad, Ghaziabad and Meerut. The flights that took off on October 28 could only fly over a limited area. Drizzle-sized droplets are too small to wash pollutants out of the air. Instead of clearing the pollution, they can just move it closer to ground, making the air worse for people to breathe. In fact, after a light drizzle, air around the ground cools, but air above the ground stays warm, creating a lid that traps pollution and makes smog last longer. The thick grey pollution haze that now blankets Delhi in winter arrived late this year, largely because monsoon continued much longer than usual until about October 10. Result, Delhi had more clear days than it usually has enjoyed in recent years. But the blue skies suddenly vanished under a cloud of smog after the Supreme Court gave a go-ahead to what were optimistically described as green crackers. There were no checks on whether fireworks being set off were actually green. These supposedly cleaner versions still release the very dangerous particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10. These are tiny particles of dust, soot and smoke. PM 2.5 and PM 10 are small enough to be breathed into the lungs, causing respiratory distress and heart problems. PM 2.5 is fine enough to even enter the bloodstream. The Diwali firecrackers, compounded by exhaust fumes from millions of vehicles and industrial emissions, filled the skies with the familiar yellow-grey smog. What is even worse? The smog haze right now is generated by Delhi emissions alone. Crop burning in Punjab, which normally worsens Delhi's air each November, has not yet peaked. Farming is only contributing 2 to 3% of Delhi's pollution.
We had set up 15 stations at different parts of Delhi to measure the level of air pollution, the level of moisture, etc. So our data shows that there has been some reduction between 6 to 10% in PM 2.5 and PM 10 concentration. So which shows that even with a very small or low level of moisture in the clouds, when we do the seeding, it does result in some impact, not the impact that one would ideally like to see, but still some impact. And that's an extremely useful information or data for us in order to plan our future seeding experiments.
Now here's the very big catch with cloud seeding. The sheer cost of putting aircraft in the air, having them fly around seeding clouds, the Delhi government teamed up with IIT Kanpur for the project, using a Cessna 206H aircraft to fire the flares. The 2 flights on October 28 were only the beginning. 3 more planes are planned. The total price tag, over 3 crore. Cloud seeding has a long history of letting people down. In 1946 Massachusetts, the first attempt triggered a tiny snow shower. In 1947, Denver, scientists released dry ice into clouds and produced some localized snowfall. There were more cloud seeding attempts seen in Australia, California, Pakistan, China. Cloud seeding attempts frequently failed to produce meaningful rainfall and shifted precipitation to the wrong areas and delivered results too small to even matter. And now the skies of Delhi are clouded with politics as much as pollution. The BJP government has accused Punjab's AAP of encouraging farmers to burn crop stubble and worsen Delhi's air. AAP leaders countered that Gupta's government is indulging in gimmicks and distracting from its own failures.
कल का ट्रायल बहुत सक्सेसफुल ट्रायल रहा, ये हिस्टोरिकल था। पिछले 10 सालों में सरकारों ने कोशिश की, वो नाकाम रहे, लेकिन ये रेखा गुप्ता जी की सरकार की कामयाबी थी। जब ये अपने पास पुख्ता जानकारी आईआईटी को मिल जाएगी कि इतने % नमी पे हम बरसात करा सकते हैं, तो फिर दिल्ली में जरूरत पड़ने पर इसके माध्यम से बरसात कराई जाएगी।
जो केमिकल क्लाउड सीडिंग के अंदर इस्तेमाल होंगे वो लोगों के लिए काफी जो है हानिकारक हैं, उससे उनको बीमारियां हो सकती हैं, हार्मफुल हैं। ये केंद्र सरकार की संस्थाओं ने लिखा। तो जब केंद्र सरकार की संस्थाओं ने आपको पहले ही बता दिया कि क्लाउड सीडिंग संभव नहीं है, तो ये जो सर्कस दिल्ली के अंदर हो रहा है, ये जो नौटंकी दिल्ली के अंदर हो रही है, उसका पैसा दिल्ली वाले क्यों दे?
But the data tell their own story. Delhi has again claimed the title of the most polluted city in the world. Climate scientists say cloud seeding may occasionally work to induce rainfall, but is no solution to pollution. Even if the experiment triggers showers over a small pocket of the city, the effect on overall air quality would be negligible. For now, there is no quick fix for Delhi's toxic skies. Clearing the air will take long-term investment, far stricter enforcement of emission norms, and cleaner transport. And not spending crores for a drizzle.